In this video, I'm going to be analysing the physique of Garou the Hero Hunter from One Punch Man. This guy is one of my favourite characters in the entire manga and anime, and he has an incredible physique that he's built up over years and years of training. So we're going to analyse his physique and see which exercises we can use to develop similar muscles that he's got so we can develop a similar physique. Leave a comment below if there's any other character physiques you want me to analyse and make a video about, and we'll get straight into the video. So taking a look at this picture, you can see obviously he has a very small waist and very big shoulders, like very extreme shoulder to waist ratio. Like he has massive shoulders, small waist. And obviously he's very lean as well. Like you can clearly see his abs and he has good muscle definition. There's like not an ounce of fat on him. His arms are well developed, but they're not massive. So they're not going to be like one of the main focuses of this video. His chest, again, it's well developed, but it's not massive. It doesn't like bulge out from his torso. His neck is pretty small, and from this angle his traps don't look very big either, but this depends on like the angle. In some other pictures he has like massive traps. Like this picture you can see obviously his traps are like mountainous, and his chest, again, you can see it doesn't bulge all the way out, but it's clearly well developed, and you know, good abs, good serratus muscles. His shoulders, again, you can clearly see his shoulders are like the standout feature, I would say, as well as being like extremely lean. Taking a look at his back, you can see clearly has a very well developed upper back, like big traps, big rear delts. His spinal erectors are like bulging out of his back. He basically has like no glutes, they're like almost non-existent, and he has really skinny legs as well, to be honest, so we're not going to focus on legs in this video either. And here's another angle of the back as well. Again, you can see like small legs, tiny waist, non-existent glutes, big upper back, big shoulders. And there are some differences between how Garou looks in the anime versus in the manga. So in this anime picture you can see his traps are like ridiculously big compared to the manga pictures. In the anime, he was like a lot more bulky overall, whereas in the manga, he's like a lot more lean and like agile looking rather than like large. And I think this is fan art, but I think it's pretty consistent with how he looks in the manga. So obviously extremely well developed shoulders, kind of small chest, well developed abs, small waist. So most important for Garou's physique are massive shoulders, wide upper back, small waist, and very low body fat percentage. So for the shoulder exercises, first is the overhead press. This is like the basic vertical pressing exercise that is necessary for basically any routine where you want to grow your shoulders. Next is lateral raises. You can basically spam these to grow your lateral delt, which is what will make your delt like stick out on the side and make it look really like big and round. Next is upright row, which is great for the lateral and front delts, and also the traps as well, which are an important body part on Garou's physique. Then we have face pulls, which are good for traps and rear delts, because we don't want to neglect the rear delts, which give that like 3D cannonball look to the shoulders. And then another rear delt exercise, the cable rear delt fly. Next are the upper back exercises. So first we have heavy barbell rows, like bent over. So this will require your spinal erectors to work to keep your back like stable, which is important because Garou has like very thick spinal erectors. And we want to use kind of flared elbows. So this will target the upper back more than the lats on the side of the back. And we have a cable row, again with flared elbows to target the upper back. And when you're doing these rows, you want to let your scapula protract, so your scapula come forward, and allow your upper back to round a little bit as the weight comes forward. And then you retract your scapula and pull back as you contract the muscles. And this will really work the mid traps and the spinal erectors. Next is the shrug. You can use a trap bar or a regular barbell like this, or you can use dumbbells. It doesn't really matter. I like to do strict shrugs until failure, and then kind of cheating a little bit using leg drive to get a few extra reps out. And then lastly, we have pull-ups, just so that we're not neglecting the lat muscles on the side of the back. Next are the arms, which are not really that important on Garou's physique, but I didn't want to just leave them out completely. So we have the basic bicep curl. You can use dumbbells or barbell. We have close grip bench press, which is one of the best tricep exercises, and tricep rope push downs, and you can basically spam these without it impacting your recovery at all, really. Next, the chest exercises. So I'm not including bench press because it's really not that great chest builder. It's good for like demonstrating your strength, and it's used in powerlifting obviously, but for pure muscle hypertrophy, the weighted push-up and the weighted dip are better exercises, and they allow you to go through a bigger range of motion as well. And lastly, the least important muscle group on Garou's physique are the legs, but we don't want to skip legs entirely because legs are like a huge muscle group, and if you train them, your testosterone increases, which will make it easier for you to grow the rest of your muscles in your upper body. So we don't want to completely neglect legs. So first, the squat, just basic barbell back squat, uses tons of musculature in the legs. Deadlifts, I'm mainly including these for like the work on the traps and the spinal erectors they do. And good mornings as well, also for like the spinal erectors. I'll show on screen now an example program I made using these exercises we've talked about in this video. And the most important thing is to progressively overload these exercises. So let's say you can do 5 sets of 10 reps on an overhead press with like 20 kilos. Well, the next time you go to do overhead press on Monday, you want to try and do 5 sets of 11 reps, right? So you beat what you did last time. And then once you can do all 15 reps, then you increase the weight a little bit, and you keep increasing the weight, increasing the reps like this for as long as you can. And that's how you're going to progress, and that's how you're going to build muscle. So the exercises we talked about in this video are going to help really develop your shoulders and your upper back, and give you that V-taper, massive shoulder to waist ratio that Garou has. And I've also added in some ab exercises on here because obviously Garou has pretty impressive abs, and we don't want to neglect that body part as well. So in my opinion, these are the best exercises you can use to develop a physique similar to Garou's, emphasizing the shoulders and the upper back. And obviously the last piece of the puzzle is being like an extremely low body fat percentage. So I would suggest like bulking first to gain all the muscle you need, but ultimately like Garou is not that big, but he is extremely lean. So once you're happy with the muscle size, then you should cut down. Garou is definitely below like 10% body fat. So you should work on getting as lean as possible while maintaining your muscle mass. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be analyzing more like anime physiques in the future, and telling you like which exercises you can do to develop those body parts so you can look similar to these characters. So stay tuned.